see what happens. Get this figured out. Alright. I'm kicking this thing open constantly. Alright. Let's take it easy for today. Start off slow. Soft, medium. Okay, soft, mediums. So 3 softs. Fix the phone here. I gotta get the Twitch app up. Okay. Alright, it's design time. The hell do I want to make? Where do I start? I guess I should open the Discord thing too. That would make sense. Let me try that real quick here. Where'd the hell he go? Oh, JJ, you're out there. Okay, cool. I don't know if you're watching right now. You haven't said anything yet, but if you're out there, let me know. And then I need to figure out how to get this thing working. Oh, these lights are too goddamn low. Okay, that's good. Oh, my audio is low as hell. Jesus. There we go. Test that. There, that's not obnoxious. Okay, cool. Okay, I'll mute my end, but I think that might work. Why not? There we go. So we should have the audio up on the Discord. In the general audio, I don't know. I think it's running. No promises. All right, where do I start? Where do I start? What kind of shape do I want? I need, actually, let me grab a ruler too. Build this thing to scale. Okay, so start with the handle, which I've discovered about 4 inches is usually pretty good. I don't have that big of a mitt, so let's start with that. So we got, that's 4 inches, so go with that. Keep the little nub at the bottom. Run it straight. Now, do I want to run the finger well again into this? If I'm wrapping it, the finger well doesn't really matter, so probably not. Here comes the hard part. So, no guard. So that makes things different. straighter. And then this again, with a little drop on the Bowie style, little clip point. Yeah, I'll go with that. Where's my eraser at? God for kneadable erasers. Alright, looks like we got the frame issues handled. Alright, that's all squared up. So, what are we going to do with this? It's kind of a cool style. There's a lot of handle, though, even for that. That's... So I was never good at the design portion of these. Oh, man. Alright, so I like that. That's not bad. Yeah, I like that. Maybe I should put the thumb grip on the top of this one. It's a stubby little knife, but... You know what? No, I don't want the thumb grip because that was too much of a pain in the ass last time. I need something else, though. It needs something. It's too plain. It needs something. how to grind a false edge. That wouldn't be bad. Problem is, if I etch it black, you wouldn't see it anyway. The knife needs something. It's okay. It's a good start, but it needs something. Oh, that works real well in the light, doesn't it? There we go. That's the basic idea. Let's get it past the light here. That's what I'm looking at. But handle might be a little long to scale here, but well, so be it. I think it'll work. I may have to thin the belly out on it a little bit. Or should I take the belly longer? Have a steeper. Go really long and then see how that would look. Oh man, nail heads are too big. Nails everywhere. Oh man. All these nails in the ceiling and the heads are all too big to hang the ruler. Oh, damn it. If I take it more. That's kind of a different look, especially for me. Maybe I should sketch the first bit with just a regular pencil and then do this. Kind of like that. The drawing's a little screwed, but maybe a little steeper here. Yeah, that's okay. I can do that. The nice. Yeah, I like that. That's better. Come on, light. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I kind of like that. Okay. Alright, so that's what we're looking at. Grab one of my 8 clamps. I don't know if these have another name. They probably do, but hell if I know it. think that through. You guys aren't really even going to be able to see this back here, are you? No. This really doesn't matter. All right. I'm going to grab a drink, crack this baby open. Let's see if how this works. There you go. You gotta make sure you do that part. Up. Can't even pick shit up now. Okay. All right. Let's get this turned on. And we'll get the door open. Actually, I'll probably open the door once it warms up a little bit. Do I have a spare piece? No, I don't. We're starting fresh. That's a pretty good one. It'll do. Okay, I need this. Okay. My least favorite part. Hey, what's going on, Justin? It's going. We'll see soon enough. Gonna start a fresh project, so trying to stay busy. Keep myself occupied in quarantine. Oh. Staying awake's the hard part right now. Being unregimented, man. Throwing me all off. No work. No reason to get up or go to bed. It's throwing me all kinds of crazy. Baby hot. Let's go forge. Okay. First heat is always the longest. Especially on a fresh piece of this shit. This rail anchor's big and fat and thick. It just takes a long time for the heat to get all the way through it. Almost there. Especially for the first fun part. I'm trying to straighten this sucker. That's always the crazy part. Get this thing onto the anvil here and onto this little lovely tool and wrench it apart. The fresh rail anchor is almost impossible to hammer because of the curve. A little bit more, it's almost there. Make my life easy. I don't need it super, super cold. I need easy bend here. That'll do. Oh, okay. I gotta wake up. Man, need some coffee or something. Because we're getting well, probably just another blade. Kind of tried to sketch something out, but I don't know how well I'm going to be able to stick to the sketch, so we'll see. I'm not really good at following my own instructions and plans, so I'd be quite shocked if I got this thing exactly the way I drew it. But we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. It's just the first part's always the hardest, is straightening out this rail anchor steel. It's just this first curve is always a nightmare. Get this thing into a workable piece here. Hey, yo, what's going on, Matt? How you doing, man? No, it's not. This is the hardest part of the whole thing. Getting this big, squiggly disaster into a workable piece of steel is, it's a pain in the ass. So, that's the hardest part of this. Well, at least one of us has. I've been, our office has been shut down, so I've been kind of like losing my mind for like 2 weeks. The start of week 3 now. So, and I'm normally an outdoorsy kind of person. No disc golf, no baseball, no golf, no anything. I can't go outside. Everything's closed. It's like driving me crazy. Well, yeah, so's my wife. She just went back Sunday, but she's she was out on injury for a couple weeks. That's why she wasn't in sooner. She just got cleared to return to work, and now she's getting a good taste of all this crazy. Yeah, my office isn't quite essential to survivability, so we're quite closed. Oh, this stuff's not fun. These aren't the best tongs for this either, to be totally fair. These tongs really don't want to hold this thing. All right, I got a better idea. I'm gonna put this in the other way. I don't know, you can say lucky, but let me tell you, being off of work for 3 weeks, by the 3rd week it starts to get a little, it's a little time. I mean, now to be fair, if I was off work for 3 weeks and had stuff to do and the world wasn't closed, I mean, that sounds fun. But when you're off work for 3 weeks and the world is shut down, that's a completely different story. And, you can't really entertain yourself. And the worst part of what's going on right now, with my wife going back, so I had been streaming for, the first couple weeks, just during the day and stuff like that. Well, now that my wife's back, my wife's shift is from, she works from 10 o'clock or 10:30 to 7 a.m. So she sleeps most of the time I would normally be at work 9 to 5. So, yeah, well, I can't just sit and play video games much anymore. Well, like I said, I'm an outdoorsy guy. I kind of miss going outside and doing stuff. I have my video games, but I need to get myself something to do. So, she's upstairs doing classwork right now, so I don't really read. Never been much for reading. I'm not illiterate. I just not a big fan of reading. Never really enjoyed sitting down and reading something. The only time I read something is something that's instructional. So it's like, oh, this is how you do this. That's what I'll read. Other than that, I don't really just sit and read books. Yeah, I'm weird, whatever. But it's just kind of the way I've always been. Oh, this is a pain in the ass. Have I forgotten how to do this? Is that my problem right now? I feel like I have never done this before. Whoa, that was almost on the foot. Oh, yeah, apparently I haven't done this before. This might be a real short stream today. I'm feeling super frustrated already. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I never got into just sitting down and reading books. Maybe it's kind of like one of those things because it's like when you grow up in school, you're forced to read books. And it's like, hey, read this book because we told you to. And then tell us what the book was about. And to me, that always kind of made me feel like, I don't know, like that kind of burned me on reading. Because now, if schools had some kind of cool way to make books a little bit more, like, in school, be like, okay, here's several books that are about X and Y and Z, find something that appeals to you, or, different subject matter. It's not just, we're going to do the same books over and over and over again because some idiot considered it a literary masterpiece, and so we're going to read these books. Very few books that I read in high school actually stuck with me and I enjoyed. Because I don't sit still long enough. That's problem numero 2. I definitely just don't sit still long enough for a book. I'd rather be out doing stuff. So, it's, I'd rather be, right now, I would rather be out playing disc golf. I would much rather just go out right now, go play disc golf for a couple hours, and fuck off away from the world for a while. But, the world is shut down. I can't. So, doesn't, it's unpossible. No, I know what an Audible book is. I know. I just don't. I mean, I've seen audiobooks forever. I don't. Nothing appeals to me in the literary sense, if that makes sense. Like reading a crime novel or something. There's nothing that is in the book stuff that, like, that people say, like, oh, there's crime novels. There's that. There's just nothing that really makes me go, oh, I want to read this book. Like, oh, when people tell me, oh, you should read this book. Yeah, that's cool, but not a lot of times I like to read a story that other people have told. I play D&D, which is funny because, oh, that's a big story. People would think, oh, you must love stories and books. No, I like telling a story or living a story or affecting the story, and if you tell me choose your own adventure books, I'm going to block you. But, I like to have my own story, and I don't know, having a book, again, it's all the same kind of thing. It's still just that story. It's the same kind of thing. So when I think of a story that I want, it's, it's something I can affect. Like I said, that's kind of why I play D&D. Because it's a story me and or my friends or whatever can live that story, and we can make the story go wherever we want. So, I don't know, I've just never been too interested in, in stories like that, I guess. Call me weird. Just never been a thing. Like video games that I play. I like RPGs, where I feel like I'm part of the story. I'm telling the story, I'm living the story. I'm affecting the story. You know how many times I've played Fallout, 3 and 4, because I can kind of bend the story and the characters around it to, to whatever kind of weird sort of, story it needs to be. So, I know, if you play Fallout 3 or 4, the endings are kind of the same. You can't really affect the ending, but, it's how you get there, and how you get there in a book is always the same. That book that you read is the same as the book that I would read. And, like, to play Fallout and affect the story, that's what I like a lot more, I guess. So, I know it seems weird. You know, say what you will. I've just never been a reader. I'd start another campaign if I could get enough people together that would actually show the hell up. Last campaign I ran, everybody was like, "Oh, I can't wait, I want to play D&D," and then they would just cancel and bail, and ugh, pain in my ass it was. Colossal waste of my time. Let's see if this fits better. That's pretty good. Okay. So, you know, that's why I'm not a big reader, okay? I mean, that basically boils it down for you right there. That's my story. I'd rather be part of the story. I'd rather tell the story. I mean, I love to DM a campaign, you know? I love to tell a story. You know, if somebody's willing to sit there and be part of a story and change the story and live it and alter it in their way, that's awesome, you know? And I love to play D&D and affect a story that's kind of there. It's like real life. It's kind of why a book is always kind of like, well, it's going to happen one way or another. If I skip to the last page, now I know what happened. I know it's about the journey, but I don't know. But that's why I do this stuff. You know, I do this down here because this stuff is very much the same as a book. Anything I make down here in this shop, either the wood shop behind me or here, you know, it starts out one way. Well, I know you shouldn't, but I mean, but everything down here is just like a book. You get, you know, you have a start, you know, you have a beginning, you have a middle, you have an end, and it's always it is a story the whole way there. You know, you never have, you know, the story's always different. So I like to write the story. I like to, you know, I like to affect the story. And the story for me might be how this blade starts and how the blade ends. I guess to me that's just, you know, the way I've always been. Whatever. I mean, call me a Philistine if you want, but right. But I affect that story. That story, this story right here isn't told. I mean, this story isn't told. It's not finished. You know, it's like every one of these is a book. It is a story because every single one, it's always a different way to get there. The ending's always different. Every single time I make one of these, no matter what I try to do, it's always going to be different. There's going to be different ways of getting there. I mean, today's story started with twisted up piece of metal. Which is, you know, which is actually pretty beautiful if you think of the artistic side of it, you know, that you take this, you know, I mean, if you want to get beautiful, right, you look and you say, okay, I got this twisted, rusted piece of junk. I mean, it was literally discarded on the side of a railroad track. They threw it away. It was just discarded, tossed aside when they were done with it. They put a new one in. So this thing was virtually just trash. And I'm going to take this thing that was virtually trash and I'm going to turn it into something new and beautiful. And how does it get there? Well, that's the whole story. That's the experience. And which is what I share with you guys. So, you know. like I said, I'd rather tell a story. Well, that's what I try to do. I try to tell a good story here on Twitch. You know, if I, and Facebook. But that's what I try to do for everybody. Tell you the cool story. If people like the story, they hang around. If they don't, well. Some of it's more, I have a feeling they don't like the author as much. But that wouldn't surprise me a whole bunch. Yeah, I know. Well, hey, you know, when you're on Twitch, and the problem is that I'm competing with women who are wearing nothing but pasties and painting their tits, I can't really, I can't compete with that. You know, yeah, everybody wants to watch a 30-something white dude in his basement, or pretty much naked chick painting herself. Yeah, I got a chance. Just chatting, yeah, that's what they're doing, just chatting, right. Stay. Well, it sucks, but I mean that's kind of the problem, you know. Yeah. If you want to be on social media, you got to be crazy or different. Sadly, I'm neither of those. Well, maybe crazy. I don't know. Maybe not even that. We used to talk about something when we were younger. We used to go to Little Caesars, and they had their crazy bread, and we never called it crazy bread. See, this is exactly what I'm going to explain, though. If you go to Little Caesars, they got their crazy bread. We never called it quite crazy. So what we realized is we called them pizza stupids, because everybody has that friend where it's like you go, oh man, he's crazy. Well, then when you kind of look back, it's like he's not crazy, he's just stupid. So, you know, we're like, these aren't crazy, they're just stupid. And that's why we call them pizza stupids. I think there was only, yeah, well, that works too, but asking for misunderstood bread just ain't gonna work. To be fair, this is also coming from the mind of teenagers. We weren't the classiest bunch, and we definitely weren't PC by any stretch. So I think there was only one Little Caesars in the world where you could walk in and order pizza stupids and actually get an item. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure all of the other Little Caesars would have thrown you out. Because just our local one, we'd walk in and ask for Pizza Stupids. And they started to know who we were. And they would give us Crazy Bread. And we'd be like, yeah, can we get an order of Pizza Stupids? And 2-liter Pepsi? Okay. And then they'd give us Crazy Bread and a fucking 2-liter and send us on our way. And the problem is I started to refer to them like that to my wife. Now she thinks that's the name of them. And whenever we used to go into a Little Caesars, she'd have to try to fight to remember that they were called Crazy Bread, not Pizza Stupids. And it would pretty much throw her off every time she went into the place. She would have to actually stop when she was making the order and go, shit, what are those things actually called? It's like I said, you order Pizza Stupids in any other Little Caesars, you ain't getting anything. And that Little Caesars is long gone. Come on. A lot of steel here. All right, man. Be good. Take care. Be safe. Man, it's dead on here tonight. Where's everybody at? What time is it? 7 o'clock. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is what makes it hard to stream, you know? Hard to get all dressed up when nobody's here, right? To get their asses out, man. Let's go. It's not like they're out and about somewhere. Everybody's still under quarantine. I still don't know if the Discord server works. I don't know if the voice thing actually works. I think I'm in the voice channel right now, but I have no idea if it works. Like, I don't know if I'll hear it, if people talk in it. I muted my mic, because obviously people would be watching on the stream here, but... I don't know. Oh. Yeah, I'm not getting enough pressure. There we go. How heavy is this? Oh, that's low. Oh, boy. That tank is low. I'm going to have to do a propane change at some point tonight. I just realized that tank is very, very low. I'm going to run it until it dies. Get my money's worth. Well, actually, I don't do an exchange. I do a refill, so I only pay for the propane I get. So that's kind of nice. Of course I live. I haven't gone anywhere. How you been, Lunacy? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're staying safe. I guess you guys are all used to me doing my other streams. So the problem is I'm not going to be able to do any weekday streams right now. Well, the earlier streams that I was doing during the week because my wife went back to work, and she was off work because she's essential. She would normally be going into work, but she was off work for an injury. So basically I was, she was home and up the same time I was. Now she's working. She gets done work at 7:30 in the morning, so she sleeps till 4 o'clock. So I'm not going to be streaming until after that. So yeah, see, it works out. A lot of people I know are in that boat. A lot of people are really good and well prepared. They think it's great. I, on the other hand, I'm not so happy about it. Most of my friends are already well covered with social distancing. They're just like, hell with it. I'm just doing what I normally do. I ain't talking to nobody. I ain't seeing nothing. Most of them are already covered. This hammerhead's coming off soon. My fan is not getting down here at all. Come on, fan. Let's crank it up a little bit. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Well, if you haven't had a chance to check it all out, Lunacy, there's tons more social media stuff down there to keep up with the channel. If nothing else, the Instagram's a good place to see a lot of the finished work. Instead of me holding it up to the camera like an idiot, I'm trying to take good finished pictures of them, of anything that's done, and it goes up on the Instagram. So if you want to check it out, feel free. That's going to be the, a good place for the pictures to fall when I'm all done. Trying to really upgrade this show in the best way possible here. I'm really trying to bring you guys the best quality entertainment for your dollar. Even though I'm not an affiliate anymore, and there's no dollars to be had, your time is still valuable, and I appreciate when you guys are here. So I try to make that worth it for everyone, even if it's a quiet Tuesday night I just wonder, like, where is everybody? They have nothing better to do than hang out on here. Everybody's quarantined. Twitch should be busy as hell. That or people have better streamers to watch, which I was just discussing with Justin, so. My block is cracking. That's loud. I haven't had a chance to even work on my art project. Have hopefully people on my stream soon. So what I've got is I got this thing, which is very simply a rail plate with a rebar welded to it. So what I want to do is I want to start having guests come down here and do a blade. I want to have them do like a rail spike or a bottle opener, probably bottle opener because it's a little quicker, and interview them while they're here. And every one of them that comes has to bring like a piece of scrap metal or something, just some little piece of something, and they're going to tell me where to weld it onto that thing. And they can choose where it goes and where things get welded to it. And we'll see how it grows. Based on what people bring and where they want to weld it on there. It should be fun. What I should do is get myself a P.O. box and tell people if they want to send me something, they can send something that I can weld on there. All right, that's pretty close. Time to get shaping here. A lot of metal to move. It should be fun. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it was already supposed to be under construction, and I was already supposed to start having some people come and work on the, and work and, record some stuff, but obviously that's not going to happen right now. So it'll be something for YouTube, to try to grow the YouTube audience and to try to bump up my YouTube channel and presence. So, yeah, really. But it'll be something good to bump up the YouTube presence and put it out there. So I'll be able to, link to the videos there, and, people want to go see them. They go see them, and this way the YouTube can grow a little bit and try to grow that out to a new audience. Stuff like that. I'm doing my damnedest to try to grow every little bit I can. Might not be the best, but I'm trying. Yeah, wait, don't get choppy on me now. Uh-oh. Well, maybe I should close Discord. Whoop. I don't think Discord's going anywhere, so I'm closing that. This computer doesn't want to do both. And it doesn't seem to be doing anything, so I'm going to close that. Let's see. There we go. That brought the frame rate back up. It's not easy to grow on social media. It's really not. Especially, like I said, just being, normal, average white guy. We don't do well on social media all the time. I like this chair. It's a nice chair. I wonder if there's anything I can throw in the fire. I feel like throwing something in there right now. Just watching something burn. I don't know. Got these little ball bearings. There's no way I'm going to be able to hammer that once I pull it out of there. You got little bits of square stock. But that doesn't really burn. I want to see something catch fire. Fire! And I still think back to some of my first streams, and I almost don't want to say where the YouTube is, where I had some of the initial podcast interviews that I used to do. God, they were bad. They weren't that great once they were, near the end, but I still had fun. I had some great guests on, though. Some of my guests were just amazing. Really fun, really hilarious guys. And a few women that I got to interview, some comics and stuff like that. And they were all a lot of fun. But yeah, it was, I I don't I don't want to talk about some of it, so. I think I'd be a much better interviewer now, though. The spine is almost where I want it. The blade is not. Come on. Still got a lot of metal to move in this friggin' blade. Oh, we're gonna do this now? Okay. Oh God, it's hot. Fan is not helping me right now at all. I don't know why. I think because it's pointing a little too much to the side. Let me turn it just a little bit. Yeah, definitely running out of propane. I can hear it. Trying for like a little clip point kind of thing. Bowie-esque. Bowie knife-esque kind of thing. So I'm trying to work out more blade, push it out. And, I can really grind the final shape, but I'm really trying to work. But again, it's not going to be big. It's still going to be small. Small carry style, a little bigger than normal, than like a pocket knife, but I mean, it's not going to be much bigger than this. Actually, this is probably bigger than I wanted it, to be honest. I'm really just trying to stretch out the steel right now because there's way too much steel. I probably took a little more down from the billet than I needed to. So, yeah. I mean, I could just make it that big, but I really don't want it stupid big. Because I feel like if I make it too big, it's not quite a Bowie knife, so it's not like a really big thing, but it's also too big to be, worn on the hip. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe one of these days I'm going to regrind my chopper too. I keep telling myself I'm going to do that. I don't know when. I'll do it eventually. All right, here we go. Let's keep hammering. Hammer till we run out of propane, which is actually going to be soon. A lot of meat on the spine. I like that. It's getting there. I feel like I'm barely moving anything. What the hell time is it? 20 after 7. Nice. Oh. Okay. I got cooked a lot from the last time from when I made those bottle stoppers or bottle openers. I got my ass roasted. A lot of scale on me. Got a lot of burn marks from that shit. I gotta get some like welding sleeves or something. Uh-oh, I said the word welding. I probably need to get some like welding sleeves or something. No, not quite. Just little dings. And if you roast your marshmallows like that, you may want to relearn how to roast a marshmallow. But it's just when the scale comes off, it just, falls off and dings me up and I get these lovely little burns. Oh, stuff's starting to stink. All right. I think I have enough blade here. I can grind out the profile. Let me see. Oh my God, I am way longer than I wanted to be. Oh God, miles longer. Well, not really. Yeah, really. Okay. It's gonna be way longer than I wanted it to be, but where am I gonna put the handle start? That's why you wear glasses. Yeah, just had a little piece of scale kick up. Happens. That's why you keep the glasses on the work, because then it can't, go around. You don't do this and look underneath. Like you're reading a book and always keep your eyes there. Yeah, I wonder where everybody's at today. It's a little unfortunate. I was looking forward to seeing everybody today, to be honest. I mean, I always look forward to seeing everybody, but I guess people don't have anything better to do. Babe? You all done?
No, she said everybody take a bathroom break.
Oh, you were walking away and was my door open or?
Yeah, it was open like halfway.
Oh, sorry.
The big light was on in here. So
Oh, sorry, because I ran up for this.
It's fine, I just...
Because the Wi-Fi was fucked with you on there.
Sorry.
It's okay, I just got onto this and it's fine, so, okay. Yeah, with people, I mean, it would make sense with everybody being, having nothing better to do. It does make a little bit of sense to say, oh, they must just be sleeping because why not? I've caught up on my sleep, though. I'm good. Oh, don't touch the wooden chair. I am definitely running out of propane. Yeah. Well, I mean, I wonder a lot with Twitch. A lot of the people that watch Twitch, I wonder what they do. There's so many people that just watch Twitch almost all the time. I'm like, what do you do? This is not like, for me, again, I'm on the East Coast. So, this starts off at like 6. I start 6, 7 o'clock. So, yeah, for me, everybody on the East Coast should be done work, eating dinner, whatever. So, I figure this is a great time, so anybody on the East Coast should be able to watch. I mean, in the majority, all the 9-to-5ers and all that, but, some streamers, they'll stream stupid late at night, and you get all these people who watch, and it's just, they're watching till 3, 4 in the morning, and I'm like, I can't do that. I gotta go to work. Well, not right now, but normally I gotta go to work. I should do an extra stream tonight. I mean, I was going to ask people if I did some bonus streaming. I was thinking of streaming some Stardew Valley over the next few days. So I was hoping you guys would tune in for it. I don't know if people are going to be interested in that, but I was going to ask. Well, maybe I'll do it tonight. It might be tomorrow during the day as well because with my wife working that back shift I mentioned, she sleeps while I'm at home, so, you know, I'm going to need something to keep me entertained during the day. And I've already detailed both of our cars, so well, see, a keyboard firmware update. If I had a keyboard that had a firmware update, I'd snap that shit in half. But yeah, that was the day. That was a very surprising day when I first got my Xbox One. Oh, hey, Min Pins. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe. And yeah, I brought my Xbox One home, and as soon as I plugged it in, I was like, yeah, I can't wait, fire this up. And I was like, cool, I got updates, that's fine. And then it was like updating your controller. I'm like, fuck off. What are you updating my controller? Hope you're doing well, Min Pins. Hope you're staying safe in all this. I got enough steel here. Hope I should have enough to make the 4-inch handle. I'm all right. I'm going a little nuts, to be fair. I'm not an inside guy. I'm usually an outdoor, you know, like to be active kind of thing. No, that would be too distracting and I might hit it too hard. But I'm an outside kind of guy. I like to just get out and, you know, I'm normally just like an outdoor sport kind of person. Like I like to play disc golf. I like to play, you know, regular golf. I have a baseball team that I manage and pitch for, and I don't think that's going to happen in the spring, not at this rate. But, you know, like I like doing all that stuff. It keeps me busy and, you know, keeps me distracted. And right now it's like nothing. So for me, being cooped up and off work for now starting on the 3rd week, you know, it's a little hard because I can't even like, even though disc golf and stuff like that is very socially distant, it's still, you know, it's still tough, you know. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I can keep myself busy. And, you know, it wasn't so bad for the first little bit. But, you know, as I start to miss the things that I do and the weather's starting to turn decent, and it's like, oh, man, I really want to get out and throw some discs or, you know, go throw a bullpen and get ready for the season. It's like, nope, not doing that. So, you know, all that stuff's kind of starting to affect me a little bit. So that's where I'm having my problems. The biggest issue right now, as I was explaining earlier, Min Pins, was that right now my wife is finally getting back to work, which she was just getting off an injury. So the problem now is she works 10:30 p.m. to 7 a.m. So she's going to come home and she's going to sleep the time I would normally be at work. Now, if I'm at work, it's not normally a problem. You know, I see her when I get home from work. She goes off to work, blah, blah, blah. But the main issue now is that she's sleeping the whole time I'm home. So I'm sitting here, you know, I need to find something to keep me busy that's quiet. So I can't stream. I can't do this. You know, I can stream a game with headphones, but the issue is I can't do this, and I would love to right now. I would love to keep doing this because some of the streams I've been doing over the last couple weeks have been, you know, daytime streams, start around lunch, whatever. And but now it's like I can't do that. If I turned this on while she was sleeping, she would come down here with a gun, and I wouldn't blame her. I would deserve it. Still a ways to go. I think I'm gonna have to get another drink soon. My other can of drink is done. Well, I wish I could get her to wear earplugs. She said it was just uncomfortable to sleep in. But I don't know if she would hear me because she's in the upstairs in the second floor and I'm in the basement. So I don't know if she found some kind of custom molded earplugs, if she would be able to sleep. But that's my problem right now. Sorry, I got to cool my tongs off here. But that's the issue I'm having is right now it's, you know, I have to basically just be home and be quiet. Like it's happened before, you know, I take a sick day or something and I'm fine because I'm like, well, I'm already sick. I feel like shit. Taking a day off of work, whatever. I'll sit watch some TV on low volume, but I'm not going to be I'm not going to be doing that too much. And also if you can sneak in on somebody while they're sleeping and put earplugs in their ears, that's like natural 20 level kind of stealth right there. I got to say. Oh, there's the chokey. I don't know how much gas we got left. Not much. You would think that would make me hurry up and work faster. However, I still have 2 tanks of propane next to me. So I don't give a damn. I got plenty of time. I can hammer this thing till, well, I would say world's end, but that could be closer than we think. Okay, back in you go. I gotta clean this thing off. I'll do that now. This thing's pretty gross. I'm sure the anvil's probably a little hot for this, so we're going to find out in a moment. No, it's actually not. There we go. I thought the anvil might have been a little too hot for that. Stuff was going to flash off. That would have been interesting and exciting. turn on my pressure regulator. I'm not getting enough heat. I really don't have a lot of propane left at all. This is about done, so I have to switch it out shortly. I'd like to run as much as I can, though. Makes the fill-ups shorter between, I guess, or fewer between. Yep. That's it for that. Crap. Oh, man. It's freezing over. No. Gotta defrost the tank. It's all cold. The tank's frozen. There's the frost off there. How cold is the tank right now? What do we got? Minus 10, minus 20? 8.4 Fahrenheit. That's pretty cold. Yeah, 8.4 is pretty chilly. So. And it's only about 2 feet away from from the 2200 degree forge. So I know those fire bricks are doing their job. Oh man, I got a ways to go. All right, I'm gonna have to change this out soon. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to go, and this thing's not really getting this piece hot. I'm really trying to push it probably longer than I should right now, but I'm more wasting time doing this. But I can sit here and chat. Really upset that my my program for Restream, it's junk. The Restream people can say that the issues are with the computer, but I mean, I started streaming and within a minute and a half, the viewer count broke. So it just doesn't show how many viewers I have, which is fun, you know. But the problem is, like, I can see how many I have on Twitch by my phone, but I don't know if there's anybody on Facebook watching. I get a lot of Facebook creepers. Everybody kind of just lurks, and they don't really say hello or anything, so. I get a lot of people who are like, oh, I watch your videos all the time. No, it's really not ideal at all. I get people who are like, yeah, I watch it all the time. I watch your videos. I watch you stream live. Have you ever said hello? No. Well, then how do I know you're there? Somebody could just say that. Oh, I'm there all the time. What was the last thing I made? Okay, yeah, right. But yeah, it helps me keep track of whether there's people watching from like other platforms. So, but apparently not. Right now it just says 0. And I know there's at least 3 of you watching on Twitch, so I don't know if I bring it up on the big view here. Nah, still 0. Fantastic. That's tech for you right there. And every time I go on to their website to look for something, it's always like, you should upgrade. I'm like, no, I shouldn't, because your product's not that good that I'm going to upgrade right now. Sorry. If it's not working that good and I'm not paying for it, give me a reason to upgrade. Like, I know that sounds shitty. Maybe it is. It's fine. But, to be fair, if the product is working swell and swimmingly, I would be like, sure, I would love to upgrade and stream to even more platforms, which would be cool. But right now, it's not working great on the platforms that I'm streaming on, so what makes me want to upgrade? So if you're from Restream and you are watching this, I'm sorry, but your program just doesn't work as well as you say it does. God, I got a ways to go to get this handle stretched out. Ugh. God damn. All right, I think I've had enough of this propane tank. I might have to take it off soon because it's not doing me any favors right now. Yeah, to hell with it. All right, propane change. And I smell nothing but the scent additive in here. It's just reeking of it right now. Okay. All right, that tank's spent. Oh, that tank's very empty. Holy cow. Whoop, and I tripped over stuff. Okay, cool. New tank, much heavier. All right. I mean, the switch doesn't really take terribly long. I don't know. I just didn't feel like doing it. Whatever. Good Lord. Ooh, tighten this thing. Stand back because I'm going to get instant fire. Oh, it even sounds louder. Oh, yeah. Way better. Okay, cool. Now I got to wait a few minutes because it's going to take a little bit. It did cool down a tad, but but if you are out there, if you're just lurking, if you're just hanging out, if you haven't said hello, please do, guys. I'm just in the middle of the propane tank change, so I had to get that all squared away. I am looking forward to hearing from you guys because, you guys keep me busy down here. As I've said, if it wasn't for you guys, I'd just be a crazy guy in his basement talking to himself. And I still would talk to myself, even if I wasn't streaming. That's a promise. Oh, God, this thing's screaming now. Now, you guys can definitely hear it louder. I'm going to turn away from it a little bit. I'm going to turn this way. Weird, I'm trying to see where it gets louder. Back here, it was really loud. I don't know, different spots in the room. Pick it up a little bit different. I'm sure some of it's I can't even imagine how many times my beard is rubbed on this thing. I try to put it down at a low enough level so it doesn't, but Dude, it's an angry propane burner, man. This thing is great. Oh my God, this is much hotter now. This is the way to go, man. It's absolutely the way to go. That's why I said the company that makes these burners, great little personal company on Etsy. They did this thing. It works great. It's been solid. I would recommend them to anybody. Unfortunately, I don't remember the name. I probably lost their card in my basement a long time ago. But look on Etsy for propane burners if you're ever going to get one, and you'll probably find these guys reasonable price. And peace of mind, because I'll tell you, these things, they work great. Is the sound really that weird right now? Well, I mean, with me, it's probably partially the fact that under my apron, which looks like it's against me, is actually like that the whole time I'm wearing it. So I'm sure that's acting like an amplifier at some point. Okay, well, I'm glad it's all right then. But I know that's probably acting like some weird amplifier or sound block. It depends on where I sit. Who knows? Like, I could go halfway across the room. It'll still be loud as hell. But this thing's got pretty good range, like amazingly good range. There's a receiver in my computer tower box thing right here in front of me. And I got this like little, I don't know, little two-door cabinet thing. And the computer and all that's in there, and that receiver just sits in there, and I can go pretty far and damn near anywhere in his house. And it still picks up. I've gone upstairs for drinks, which I should probably do about now. And you guys will still hear me the whole time I go upstairs. So I can go outside. I know I've done that before. That's about as thin as I want to get that area, so I need to keep working down here. Put this back. Nothing good can come of this thing being here. I love WD-40. You can't have a shop and not have WD-40 hanging around, I don't think. But here's the general idea of what I'm going for. Now, again, a lot of the finish is going to have to be ground in as far as the finish shape. That's kind of what I'm going for right now. Clip point, flat bottom, which I'm probably going to fucking regret again. But that's what I'm trying to go for right now. That bend in the front, I'm gonna grind most of that away, so it doesn't have to be accurate. I'm just gonna have to grind a nice flat edge from the handle. So we'll see how that all goes. Where am I at here? Well, I'm getting close. Still a little bit to draw out, but we're getting there. I gotta fix my fire brick in the back. Yep, gotta fix it. It's getting too long for the forge. Where's my other little pieces? Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. It's warm on the other side of this thing. Hello. Whew, hot. Toasty. Whew. It's hot over there. I'm hungry. Grab me some, would you? I need something to keep me going. This blade's almost there, man. This one's fighting me a little bit today. That's what I get for not streaming since Friday. My arm's like, yo, you tired, dog? I love how when I sit here, it just says disturbed over top of me. It's not wrong. But I don't know if I should move my chair or if it's apropos, so I don't know. I I gotta get more of these banners though. They're really nice. I kind of want to hang a couple over there on that wall. Kind of spice up that white wall. I had a guy who said he was going to paint on there for me, but I don't know if that's going to happen now, but it's all good. I can hang a couple of these. I got this at like a record shop, which was rare to find in the first place, but here. Almost there. Oh, it's way easier with this thing cooking at high gas here. Way easier. Oh, okay. I need to go get a drink, guys. I'm starting to dehydrate and my heart rate's not coming down as fast as I hoped it would. So I need to get a drink. Oh man, that's really bad. All the propane smells come up here. I left the door open for too long when I first started. That was a oops. Kill off this iced tea. Like I said, you guys can still hear me. I'm up in my first floor on the kitchen and I'm pretty sure that the audio will not cut out. Now I got a drink. Much better. Get the breathing right. Bring the heart rate down. Hey, Daniel. Long time no see. How you been? Oh, there we go. Okay. It's good cardio, that's for sure. It's gonna be a good blade, I think. A little bit of shaping on here. It should come out good. I got one more of my old 36s, so I'm going to try to kill that thing off as best as possible. Use it up as far as I can take it before I crack open the new ones. I got a fresh 6-pack of 36s, so... I can't wait till the company invents the Mobius sanding belt. Okay. Yeah, it's a quiet day on Twitch today, huh? Whew. Hand's a little tight too. That's what I get for not stretching before I do this. It seems that the back of my hand that I smashed with the hammer the other day feels better, which is a bonus. Maybe what I get for doing what I'm supposed to do and doing proper procedures. I smash my hand with a hammer. That's what I get. All right. Nice piece of handle there. All right, I'll do a little more work on the blade. I want to widen it a little bit. I want to give it a little bit more width. I don't think it's as wide as I wanted it to be. But I always do underguess how much width I can drag out of a piece until I'm a little too late sometimes. Alright, and now my phone's blowing up, of course. People want to message me while I'm streaming. That's the way it goes, right? Oh, I did change the stream title slightly late. So I didn't change it before I started. So you should be able to refresh and it'll say it. Which is oh, you know what? Yeah, with Twitch, if you don't set it at the initial, it won't set. I have to remember to do that before I start streaming. I did try to set it, but I set it afterwards. And again, another restream issue that I don't like. It says you can change them, but obviously I can't. got a little bit of length. Go one more time here. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. I would think it would change automatically when I set it, but it's I don't know. It's technology. I've told you. I'm not 100% adept with this program or in love with it, but the Restream thing seems to work some of the time, so that's kind of why I like it. You know, it does let me stream to 3 platforms. So, you know, I'm streaming to YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So if that's the least of my problems, then, you know, I just have to remember to update that before. I usually do remember. I'm usually ahead of that game, but today I kind of was coming down here a little late and, you know, all that good stuff. All right, now we need to flatten this thing. This is always the hard part. This is the part that I sometimes wish that I worked with, like, you know, cutouts and stuff like that. Just work with a piece of, like a blank. Because then I would just have a nice, you know, I'd already have a nice flat piece. I could just do all the grinding and be done. But I just love forging. I just love forging out the piece. I think that's so much more of it. It makes it so much more entertaining. Especially for you guys. I mean, some guys love watching grinders, but, you know. Weld Stuff. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much. Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome, welcome. If you've never been to my channel before, I am an amateur bladesmith, and I'm just wrapping up, actually, forging a blade at the moment, trying to straighten it out and then get my grinder ready. But I am, what? What do you mean, Daniel? I don't know. Well, I see the raid thing. It showed up, but I don't know if the people isn't here. I don't know. If you are involved in the raid, if you showed up here, thank you. It says 5. I don't know. Again, could be another thing that doesn't want to work, as is the flavor of the week. Weld Stuff. Hey, there you go. Now it seems like things are working. Welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome aboard. Sadly, there is no welding today. I apologize. I wish there was. I mean, if I'd love to have something to weld, but today I do not. But grinding stuff is what we're going to be doing shortly. So we got the basic profile. So we got the basic profile of the blade. I'm going to part off the handle in a second. I'm going to cut it off. And I'm just trying to flatten this thing, make sure it's make sure this thing's kind of straightened out for me. One more heat, and I think I can probably get it straight. And then we can start with the grinding and all the good fun stuff of seeing the finished product here. Here's my cutter. Let's get this in here. The good old triangle cutter, great for splitting off any of those, anything you'd like to. I plan on using this for a lot more in the future for Damascus steel, things like that, but for right now, it's basically just going to save my grinder some work. My angle grinder's great. It's a fun tool. I love it, but, you know, I don't want to sit here all day. You guys don't want to see me grind off a long piece of metal. So, I don't know, maybe you do. Everybody loves sparks, but you'll get plenty of sparks once this bad boy gets rocking and rolling. So don't worry about that. We got sparks coming up. So, but if you are in the channel, welcome, guys. If you're new to the channel, as I said before, I think before the raid actually kicked in, I am an amateur bladesmith, very amateur. Only been doing this for about a year, but I love what I do. It's very fun getting to work and do this kind of stuff in my own basement. So if you have any questions, please feel free, ask away. Don't be afraid. I also have the Instagram that you can see down in your bottom right corner of your screen. That is basically where I like to post the finished pictures of these projects to really kind of show off, show them off a little bit better, because I can hold them up to the camera and you don't get a real good feel of them. So I like to put them on the Instagram in the end. So if you do like to see some of the finished products and the blades when they're ready for sale, do check out the Instagram. I promise I don't post that often. I'm not going to bomb your Instagram. Yeah, it is my heart rate right now. It is hot down here. I am working hard. It's very toasty, and I've been swinging a hammer. So yeah, this is my real heart rate. It's attached on one of those heart things that's there. So I'm not setting the high score now with the little touch-up work. I had it up to about $130, $140 earlier. So if you get here in the beginning of the streams when I start hammering, you get to see the real crazy heart rate. But all right, now I'm going to part this off. I'm going to make a mark here. Let me see. Where do we want to take this to? Chalk. Yeah, I figured it would be a fun way to keep track of things because, you know, you guys can really see how hard I'm actually working down here because it's not all just hookers and sunshine down here. It's hot. It's hard work. This is a 3-pound hammer. I'm 140 pounds, so I'm not swinging anything heavier than that because I want my shoulder to stay in its socket. So swinging a 3-pound hammer for going on about an hour and a half right now, it raises your heart rate a little bit. So, but this blade, the finished shape of what I'm looking for is basically this. This was the basics. Oh God, I'm too far away. These lights are bright as hell. This is the basic sketch that I had. No, not quite pro. I would say amateur at best. I've only been doing this for about a year. And bladesmith, I would probably say, is closer to the term of what I'd like to call myself. Because the blacksmithing and the moving metal and the way they do, I'm not that great at it. I can make bottle openers, which are fun, and it's probably like the only thing I'm really like good at as far as moving metal is these railroad spike bottle openers. And you know, that involves using the horn of the anvil and stretching the steel and everything. But that's probably the closest thing I can do to becoming a blacksmith because moving metal the way they do, I'm no good at it. Blacksmiths can do things and move metal and shape it in ways that I'm not even close. So I'm going to say bladesmith, but definitely not pro. It's just 1 year so far, but I'm learning. I enjoy the process more than anything else. We were having a discussion a little earlier about, about things to do during this quarantine, and I said, I don't really read a whole lot, but because I kind of like to make my own stories and see where they go, and that's kind of what this is like for me. I kind of realize like this is like my own story. These things are like a book every single time. They're their own story. They all have, a beginning, and they have some different middle, and the end of the story is always different. And I really enjoy that part of this. So, yeah, it is in my basement. It is locked into a fire brick forge that's right here off to the side of the camera. That's where I'm dunking everything in. It is quite hot. It is very hot. And once I have to move the camera, I can probably bring it around now. So if you have vertigo, look away for a moment. But I'm going to bring this around so you can get a picture of the look at the forge. Sorry, it's all in a tripod, so. But yeah, it's all trapped in that fire brick, locked all in there, fed by propane, and all right in there. It gets up to about 2,200 degrees. Pretty toasty, I would say. Enough to cook you. You touch 2,200 degrees, you're not going to be happy. So, but yeah, it is in my basement, so. Possibly, that might be something down the road. I haven't seen a wearable webcam yet that I'd be comfortable buying. Now, again, I've only been doing this for a year, but I think that would be something interesting. I was in the mode to get another camera, but apparently, with the epidemic, cameras are basically impossible to get right now. The camera that, oh, okay, cool. Don't need to use the grinder at all then. That's easy. The camera that I have up here that you guys are all looking at me through was originally $70. And if you go onto certain stores, they're still $70. But when I went onto those stores that have it, I need the other tongs, they're all sold out. So I went onto Amazon to buy a new one. And they're $210 right now. So not what I really wanted to pay for that webcam. So once everything calms down, I think webcam prices and stuff will come back down, and I'd like to add some more stuff at some point. But I'm going to move this over here when we're ready to do the grind, which is just about now. I just want to flatten this out a little bit more. Now that I hammered the crap out of it on that thing, it needs to be flattened a little bit more. This will reduce my grinding work. I think that's pretty damn straight. So there we go. So yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. Oh, there we go. That's the basic shape. So I do have to let this cool a tad because it's quite hot. So I'm just going to put it down here on the floor where I'm sure I'll step on it. I'm going to tear this off. Oh. Thank you so much for the follow, Borismas. Thank you. Thank you. I do hope you're enjoying the stream. But welcome to the crew. A good crew it is. We're a good, tight-knit bunch of guys that hang out, guys and girls that hang out and watch the stream. So, they enjoy watching me do dumb stuff down here. Welding is probably, well, it's somewhere down the road, a little bit more. Sorry, weld stuff. But yeah, the setup comes up pretty good. Everything works out really nice here. The grinder's pretty new. I've only had it for about a month. Hence why I never got a chance to get the other camera because, by the time I wanted to get everything, the world shut itself down. So it was funny because I went to Best Buy just when this whole thing kind of started. And I went in and was like, oh, man, I need to get a... oh, you're heading out? All right. Hey, man, thank you so much for stopping in, though. I appreciate it. I will hopefully see you again. Bring this down to normal level. Whee! Tighten that up. So there we go. Anybody else, if you do have any questions... concerns, concerns probably aren't going to get answered here because I do a lot of dumb stuff down here in the shop. So I'm sure I'll do something stupid. So be sure to enjoy that when it happens. I need a drink. And I'm going to go take this blade over in front of the fan that I have across the room so I can cool it off a little bit. And... if I can pick it up. which doesn't seem to want to happen. There we go. So I'm going to have to step off camera for a minute, go cool this blade off so I can handle it, because right now it's still way too hot for me to even think about that. And if I dunk it in anything, I'm going to quench harden it, and I don't want to be doing that right now. So this is the fun part. I kind of lost interest with a lot of the grinding stuff, because before I had this grinder, for the first 11 months of learning how to do this stuff, I had kind of a makeshift grinder. It was basically a bench grinder, a little tiny half horsepower bench grinder with a little, like this weird attachment thing on it. Now, it was okay, I thought, but I didn't realize that you couldn't do so much with it. You can't put a lot of pressure on it. It's just a lot of things you can't really do with this thing. And now I can do all kinds of stuff. I'm also going to check to make sure this thing isn't going to cook me. I don't know how hot this is. I might be able to dip it now. Dip it in the water. Let's see. Oh, it's still 460 degrees. So yeah, it looks cool. Everything looks great. It looks nice and calm, cool. But yeah, it's still 460 degrees at the blade. 470 in the handle. So I do need to cool it off a little bit more. I have this great little laser thermometer. Gives me a really good idea of temperatures so I don't cook myself. It is a fantastic little tool, and I thank my friend every time I use it, because it was a great gift, because he didn't want to see me burn myself. That's the kind of friend you want right there. Come on, baby, cool off. I won't dunk it in the water until it's at least 250, maybe lower. I just don't want to have any kind of hardening. And I think right around there, that doesn't even really temper the blade at any point below 250. So, all right. So I'm just going to do some talking for a little bit here. We're going to bring this over, let it cool down. So, but if you are out there, don't be afraid to say hello, guys. I do love, if you're here from the raid, from Weld Things, or Weld Stuff, Weld Stuff. Please feel free to say hello, guys. I love getting to hear from you. I do have some finished products if you're interested in seeing them. If you are out there and you're interested in seeing some of the finished stuff, please let me know. Let me know what you want to see. I can go grab the box of finished fun stuff, or you can check out the Instagram as well, and you can see finished products right on the Instagram, and you will see them as they come. So feel free to follow the channel there. And you'll see all the new stuff as it comes out. But if you're also new to the channel, I can give you the tour of the forge. So you've seen the propane burning forge. That is the fire brick surrounded forge with the burner sticking out of the top. There's one more little T-piece that screws into the top, and that basically has all the equipment in it. This is the business end here. You can see it a little bit through there. It's kind of hard because the light's on the other side, but there's a little nub in there. If I can do this right, there's a little nub right there, and that spits out the propane for me. That spits it down past the T here. T sucks in air. And the fire doesn't come out until, amazingly, somehow down past the burner. There's actually like a wide, the pipe widens inside the fire brick, and that's basically that. And we have the anvil here, very lovely little anvil, covered in stuff right now. Should probably put that away so you can see what I'm talking about. That's cooled off. No, not really. That's very hot still. So, nice little anvil, custom-made anvil stand. It is basically 2x4 Jenga stacked together into a kind of a stand. Which is now the proper height. My first anvil stand was not very proper. All of my tongs mounted on the side, and an extra hammer, just in case. So that is that part of the forge. And then the monster. 3 horsepower, 220 volt, 2x72 grinder. Well, the magnet didn't come with it. That's just mine. And yeah, so that's what's going to get done here. I am going to have to drop the audio a little bit because this will be loud. So I'm going to drop the audio and put in earplugs so I don't kill you guys with it. But unfortunately, it does get a little loud. But it is great. It is a great grinder. This is a 36-inch belt. Or 36 grit belt. I'm gonna start with, and this will help me get the initial shape before we heat treat the blade. So I want to get a basic shape, get it flat, get it straight, get a little bit of a bevel established. And once all that's done, then we're going to move on to the heat treat. So hopefully I can do the heat treat tonight. If we get the heat treat done tonight, that'll work because then I'll be able to do the tempering off stream. The tempering is basically I have to put it in an oven at 400 degrees for a little over an hour, and that keeps the blade to slightly. It brings the blade from glass hard back to like a reasonable hardness, so that the blade doesn't just shatter like glass. It will. So I want to bring it back down from that, and yeah. So we have the finished product over there, the drawing, which I'm probably going to refer to several times during this. Let me check the heat on this blade. I'm hoping it's cooling down. Oh, thank God for this fan behind me. It feels so good. 180, 180. Good, I can dip that now. It's going to get probably hotter than that while I'm working it. So I'm going to dip this in the water so I can handle it. 180's still kind of warm. It's uncomfortable. But it's not going to hiss. Barely even kicking any steam off. So you're going to see me reach down here below here. I do have a water bucket below. I'll loosen this. I do have the water bucket here below, which I used to. It's not actually that dark and gross looking. I can actually see into it right now. But I do reach down in there to dunk stuff in there. So you'll see me be doing that pretty constantly while I'm working down here. So let this drip dry a little bit. Okay. So there we go. And again, like I said, if you guys have any questions, please feel free, ask away. If there's anything you'd like to know, I'm more than happy to answer to the best of my ability. Or if you're just out there lurking and just want to say hello, please do. Especially you guys. I know all you guys got quiet after everybody showed up in here. Come on now. Still love all you guys. Where'd you go? So, there we go. Actually, that's pretty flat. That's really flat. That's much flatter than usual. That's way flatter than usual right out of the gun for me. Oh, actually, I have to take this rest off because first thing I need to do is use my magnet. My bitchin' magnet. Well, it's down now because I'm done forging. If you were here earlier while I was on the anvil, it was up. So now it should start bringing itself down a little bit, I hope. I'm staying hydrated. I'm trying to stay smart so I don't blow my heart out of my chest today. But it's grinding time, so let me get this put away because I realize I can't use it yet. The grinder stand is actually a really cool stand. I should show this up. Oh, it is. It's very much a workout. The grinder stand, this is something I know General Broadcaster is very jealous of because the stand actually holds the extra arms that are on here, and I love it. I just keep them all right there next to the thing, which is great. So I can keep everything right there. And it's all just attached and tucked away really nice. So where's my magnet? I need the bitchin' magnet. Oh, it's got drill bits stuck to it. Good job. I know it's a bitchin' magnet because it says so on the side. If you don't believe me. There, it says bitchin' magnet right there. Okay. So first step is going to be taking this and grinding it flat, especially the handle. I'm going to be doing this on the side. Ow. Doing this on the side here. Trying to clean it up, get a good flat surface up and down. Most of this is actually pretty flat already, which is good. It's going to save me a lot of work. You know, it's funny. Speaking of magnet fishing, I had a friend who wanted to do that. I started taking him out metal detecting. I got to get my plugs and drop this audio. So I had a friend who I took him metal detecting. He went out, he got himself a decent starter metal detector, and he started doing this. And then he's like, man, I got a great idea. I'm going to do magnet fishing instead. Now, the funny thing is when you metal detect, the thing on your metal detector usually ignores everything ferrous. So iron, steel, nails, bottle caps, all that shit. It ignores. And like, I love doing it. I mean, he probably still has the magnet. That magnet he has is probably just as strong, if not stronger, than the one I'm using. And he basically, he wanted to do that, and he's like, "Oh, I can only pull up like steel." And I was like, "Yeah, you can't get rings or coins. American coins aren't magnetic. Apparently, Canadian ones are, which is kind of weird. I just found that out the other day. Canadian coins are magnetic, but it's like you can't get coins, you can't get rings, not real rings, but you can't do all that." So he kind of stopped doing it because he realized he was. I was like, "What if you find a gun like you see in all the YouTube videos? You still got to turn it in anyway." All right, I'm gonna drop my audio, and there we go. Now I just got to yell a little bit louder. So, okay. But magnet fishing seems cool. I like the idea of it. If you can, if you can find a cool spot, it is fun either way pulling up stuff. But I don't know. I think I'd rather have more, more options. If you've never gone metal detecting, you really should try it because the range of stuff you can find buried in the ground, and the metal detector picks up all metal, not just ferrous stuff like this thing does. If you get, a metal detector, it's fun. You can get one for pretty cheap. It's a lot of fun. If you've never done it, go try it. It's very enjoyable. Relaxing, quiet, usually wearing headphones. So you go out, you just relax and check anywhere. There's a lot of different places you can go as long as you're permitted to go there. I mean, well, nobody's permitted to go anywhere right now, but you get the idea. So here we go. Let's see if this is too loud. It's not too bad. Okay, cool. So like I said, I got to yell, but I'm going to try to get this cleaned up, get it flat. Wasn't sure if I heard something vibrating there. I don't know if you guys want some sparks. Well, yeah, fair enough, but I don't always just do it on the beach. There's a lot of good places to check that, most people don't think to check. Anywhere people go is a good place to metal detect. If you're allowed to check there, a lot of good places are just places people go. You look, people think like, oh, what about like parks? Parks are great because if you look at places where people usually are, places with like a baseball field or something where there's like a set of stands and bleachers, then when you go to those places, wherever people congregate, people lose stuff. Just the way it is. So, Oh, that's actually weird. So I've actually got it. Might have to tighten this down. A little bit of wiggle. Feels like it's vibrating a little bit. Yeah, you know what? I gotta tighten this down. You'll excuse me for a minute. I gotta go get a tool. Well, namely a wrench or pliers, and I'm gonna tighten this bad boy down because it is vibrating. Well, what happened is I'm sure that's probably part of the line, but usually when I grind, normally it's interesting. I obviously I didn't hit it straight, but normally when I'm doing this part, everything is kind of, oh God, it's so hard to do this in the light too. There we go. It grinds from here, getting shiny up to here, but the fact that it's already pretty flat and just a little low spot is really different from what I'm used to. So normally it's just I'm only grinding from here, and then it just slowly works its way up. So this is almost flat at this point, which is really nice, helpful. So let me go get my little adjustable wrenchy thingy here. Oh, excuse me, too much iced tea. I just want to tighten these things up, just, to be sure. I may not have tightened them really well, and I don't think they had Loctite on them when I got them. So there we go. A little extra there. Now that I'm back in good form, I can tighten them better. All right. Crap, I gotta move this. Whee! Sorry about that one. Oh, come on, almost on there. One more. A little bit. Come on, give me a little more. Give me a little more. Oh, whoops. Let me stay on there, too. What the hell? Oh, there we go. Okay, that's cool. That might help. Here we go. Over we go. Okay, so it says handmade nail. Oh, now see, that would be cool. See, that would be fun to do out in California. I think that would be really interesting. To get to check places like that, you got to be careful though, because sometimes a lot of those places are historic sites. So if you can find places that aren't, and you get to go to do that, I mean, that would be freaking awesome. So it's a shame I'm so far away from California. I am exactly opposite of California. So, being as I am in New Jersey. This belt's still got some life in it. I think there's something else. I think something moved. I think I moved something. So I'm gonna be extra judicious here, and I'm gonna make sure that nothing else is too out of whack, because things look a little off center here. So I'm gonna check my wheel alignment and make sure everything is tight. Oh, wow, how did that happen? Okay, cool, let's fix that. Okay, that could have been an issue. The set screw kind of popped loose. I don't know how it did that, but we're not going to have that happen again. This Allen key is so long, it's a little hard to put too good a torque on it. So, may not have given it the proper amount of torque. Okay, that should alleviate some concerns. As I previously stated, I am well known for making mistakes down here, so tune in. You never know what the hell could go wrong. Oh, that's more like it. Okay, cool. We're in business. Now that I'm paying attention here. Nice and quiet. Yeah, now we're money. Well, relatively quiet. It's not making extra noise like it was. I'm going to get all this belt's worth out of it. But it's already a pretty flat handle, so this little space isn't actually that deep in the grand scheme, so probably won't work it too long. I might flip it over and see how much handle I need to take off on the other side. Take this off. See, now you got me thinking about checking out cool places again. I really do need to get out and metal detect more. It's been a while. I mean, obviously, right now, it's not happening. But, you know, I do miss it. It's a lot of fun. I just like finding little stuff, you know, finding things from wherever. And this is coming from a guy who, you know, when he plays video games, he hoards the crap out of stuff. Like, I'm one of the worst for hoarding stuff. Like, if the first time I played Fallout 3, I just, oh my god. I was the worst. I picked up everything, because I never knew if it was going to come in handy. Yeah, but see, that would be cool too. Old mining bits would be awesome. Even that, like, just to have that piece of history, that something, you know, that's something that means something, you know, that's a cool thing. From, you know, from eras gone past. I mean, I did find something really cool in my basement once, or in my yard, not in my basement. I did find something metal detecting in my own yard, which was a really cool find. But, you know, you don't find that kind of stuff everywhere, you know, and to get out and find cool old relics of history. Like, a lot of places out here, because everything is historic, where you would think, I was like, oh, I could find something historic there. Yeah, you're probably right. So you're not allowed to search there because it's a historic site. Wait. Oh, you're talking to him. Okay. Nice. That's cool. This belt's still kicking off some sparks, but it's getting hot. Everything's getting really hot in a hurry here. I don't know how much longer I want to use this thing. The other belt might work a little bit better. That would be something fun to do, but they just don't. There's nothing cool like that here. I would definitely do that. Me and my wife were talking, you know, this week about getting like an RV. That would be an awesome trip to kind of do. Go to a place like that, and sorry, I forgot I got to speak up. You know, go to a place like that, do something, hunt like that. That's kind of fun. Yeah, now that's something cool. I'd be all about that. And she loves making jewelry and stuff, so I mean, she does crochet, but you know, that's her big thing. But she likes making jewelry once in a while, so when she can find some cool stones, she's all about it. All right, I think this belt's about done. I'm all the way out in New Jersey. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of stuff like that. There's never been a lot of mining in New Jersey. Oh, god damn it, this thing's tight. We're the Garden State, so all of our stuff is above ground, above or equal to ground. That's basically the way New Jersey is. They don't dig under New Jersey. They're like, the soil's too good, don't dig it up. What's wrong with you? That and most of New Jersey's clay. I mean, we've gone to a couple cool we did go to a mining place. I mean, that would be cool if there was something like that. But I kind of like the idea of going to a place where you can find, like you said. Oh man, did I bump this thing? Probably did. Yeah, but like the problem is the Civil War stuff is any place that's actually historic. You know, you're not allowed to metal detect that. There's absolutely none. You just can't. Like they tell you, like if you get busted doing that, you're in a lot of trouble. So, um, you know, anything that's any area that's even remotely historic. So, you know, if I'm gonna go wander around in the Pine Barrens for like 8 hours, I mean, that's asking for trouble. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. Little cones here. These are little cylinders. But you know, we've gone to like a mining place in Virginia. We checked out where you could like go around. It's not the one that's in Arkansas. The one in Arkansas, what is it? The Crater of Diamonds. I want to check out. Yeah, if I could find a place like that, that would be nice. I'd love to find a farm like that. A lot of people. See, here's the thing about New Jersey. Let me be honest. I'm not proud about this fact. I'll be honest about New Jersey though. The issue with New Jersey and the Pennsylvania area or the Philadelphia area is it's just not. Wandering up and talking to people like that, they're just going to look at you and be like, "What do you want? Like, go away." You know. I know we had this talk about with somebody, I forget who, not long ago, saying, you know, like it's like Texas and stuff. It's, oh man, this thing's really tight. You know, you can go and talk to people, and there'd probably be people letting you do that anytime. They'd be like, hell yeah, come check it out. I want to see what you find. But out here in New Jersey, it's, I don't know. People are like, I don't want you wandering around on my farm. Get the hell out of here. And it's kind of unfortunate, you know, that it's like that. I mean, I wish I could go places like that. But just going up to places and, you know, doing that, it's a little harder. Okay, cool. Where's my oh, there it is. Why did I take this off the magnet? I needed to do it anyway. Yeah, but the problem is I don't know a lot of people out in the middle of nowhere. Most of the people I know are all urban, city area. You know, it's to get to any of those spots, you really have to go away. Like, I'm a few minutes from Philadelphia in New Jersey, which it's basically still suburbs. So to get to farmland, you have to drive east like 20 minutes. So yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. And you can't, you know, I can't just go out and find random people. So, you know, and people will be like, yeah, you know, you can do it for like a fee, and people, you know, ask you for money to do it too. There's always that. But oh, that's weird. Hold on, what the hell's going on here? Why are you going off to the side? Let's go. Get your shit together. Okay. So, yeah, I could check some stuff. I mean, I haven't really done much of it. I'd like to do it for a trip. You know, I got so much else going on that, you know, stuff like that is, you know, it's like a rare vacation kind of thing that I'd like to do. So it's not something I'm going to go running out to, you know, do every weekend, sadly. It would be something fun to do once in a while. Take the metal detector out and go check places like that and go check a mining kind of thing. But I don't get to metal detect as much as I really wish I did. So let me fire this back up here. Let's see what this new belt's like. I'm going to step to the side so I don't get pelted with grit. Yeah, that does a lot more work. That's where we're at right now. I mean, it just eats it up. It's moving real quick. I'll have to check something out. I'll have to see what's around. Most of that stuff would be up in the Pocono Mountains, I would assume, for things like that. That's where a lot of the mining and stuff is. So PA mostly, which is usually about that hour to hour and a half to 2 hour drive, depending on where you're going. My wife's parents are actually from like up in the Pocono areas, so you know they you know, we've seen a lot of the cool stuff up there in that area. Um, you know, there's a lot of neat stuff to do. I just don't really have a lot of time to get up there every week, sadly, you know. And I feel like if I started doing that, I would lose track of my other hobbies like this stuff. So there we go, just about clean. I can clean it up in a bit. I want to get it mostly flat. Once I have it mostly flat, I'm pretty happy. I'm going to flip it over, if I can get it off of here. Hey, there we go, 100th message of the day. I never know if that thing's accurate. I swear one time it said I had 1,000 messages and I was on for like a half an hour. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Thought I heard my door there as my wife was probably about to yell at me, like, turn that shit off. She's kind of in class right now, so, well, sort of. But she's doing like a remote class, since obviously schools are closed, but she's in nursing school. So they kind of want to keep nurses in school and get them through right now. And I don't blame them. So, you know what? I think I need to change the Sasquatch out today, too. I think I'm going to have to go with the next magnet in the cycle here. So I think I'm going to have to change out the Sasquatch today. I had him on for the last stream. I think I got to change him. Let's find, oh, I know which one I'm going with. There we go. Let's put this on there. Go. Perfect. Pretty good belt. This thing's kicking butt. Almost there. Little bit more up there. Once we get it flat there, then I'm just going to work on the rest for the rest. You know, because use the rest for the rest. Right? The rest. I'm going to shut up now and get back to work instead of trying to be funny and cute, because it doesn't work for me. It's not a good look for me. Just a little bit more. It's getting there. I can't wait to develop the shape on this thing. I probably should hang the sketch up so I can see it. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I should probably hang it up so I have something to look at. Oh, you know what I want? I want ice cream right now. I really want ice cream. I know that's random as all hell, but I really love ice cream. as some of my friends have told me, I have the eating habits of a 5-year-old. Uh, they're not wrong. I still think they're jackasses for saying so. But, yeah, I do have bad eating habits. I'm not proud of that fact. I love sweet stuff. Probably too much. But, yeah, that's what it is. Alright, that's pretty flat. I want to get rid of this. So. Come on, grind out, baby. Come on. Well, I didn't say there's anything wrong with chicken nuggets and mac and cheese. But I'm usually just like a sweet stuff guy. Like, I still eat Fun Dip. And most people, when I say I eat Fun Dip, look at me like, what the hell's wrong with you? And fair enough. Like, no, I mean, yeah, like, I'll eat my mac and cheese, which is fair. You know, that's my bachelor chow, because it's like, I don't want to cook for myself. Because, again, my wife's usually at work most of the time when I'm at home, or she does have class usually, but, oh, Pop Rocks are great. But Fun Dip's just terrible for you. Like, Fun Dip, candy cigarettes. I love candy cigarettes. I don't know why. Like, most people will be like, these are gross. I'm like, yeah, they are, but they're so good. Alright, I'm going to leave that little dent there for now. I'm not really worried about it. Yeah, I don't think Pop Rocks are as bad for you as Fun Dip. I mean, Fun Dip is just pure sugar with a compressed sugar stick to eat it with. It's just, there's no good reason that should exist, to be honest. I mean, yeah, most regular candy is, but I don't know. Last time I went out playing disc golf with my buddies, I had like a bag of Bugles. It was bad. They had every right to make fun of me. Not gonna say they were wrong. Look, well, Bugles are awesome. If you haven't had Bugles in a while, you're missing out. Bugles are great. They're a great snack. They're way saltier than they should be. But that's probably why I like them so much. Because I love sunflower seeds, salty stuff, sugary stuff. I told you, I don't eat right. Sorry, just squaring everything up here, doing a little housekeeping. Oh, this belt looks good. This belt's lasting real nice. So let's bring this thing up here off the magnet. Ah, it's a good magnet. So that's what we're looking at right now. So I got to get it close to the shape that I've got. So let me get my chalk. And I'll draw on here what I think I want to do. So I kind of want to take a nice long. That's too low. That's way too low. Okay. About. Take a nice long sweepy cut there. I'm probably going to grind some of this off here. Take this to flatter. And then that'll leave me more of a point here. Yeah, that'll work. So that's basically what I'm looking for here. Let's see if the light will, there we go. So that's the shape I'm kind of going for. Big, long, pokey thing. I knew I'd have to grind a lot off. I do have some issues hammering a clip point into my blades. But I'm going to try to flatten the sides out first. Actually, I should probably grind this away so I don't grind away my chalk marks. You know, like a smart person would. So, yeah, so the basically first thing I want to do is just grind this chunk out here, get that basic shape. I may even grind it shorter. I might grind it down a little bit so I can get a more pronounced hook on the end. Because this is the drawing that I'm going by. So let's see if I can. There we go. So that's the drawing I'm going with. So I kind of want more of a downward sweep than a straight. You know, I want more from the point. I want to kind of go down and into a flatter edge. So flattening this here isn't going to be hard. So getting that the belly of the blade flat, that's easy. Just done, flat. But I want to get that more pronounced curve. So if I grind it down a little bit there and grind the point of the blade away a little bit, I think I'll be able to get that pronounced shape that I'm looking for. So, yeah. So here we go. Let's give it a shot. See what the hell happens. Now, this would have taken me 2 hours to remove the amount of metal I just did on my old grinder. Why are you wobbling? No, it's edgy. Ow. I hate grinding on this thing. You're not supposed to, really. I can get it mostly like this, I think. So we got more of a pronounced clip point here. Alright, so I do have to take some of the tip off here. So we got pretty much close to the shape that I'm looking for here. So if we put it on, let me see if I can do this here. So we got basically the shape that I'm looking for. So it's about where I want it. It's a little longer than I thought it would be, and I'm okay with that. I mean, that's just, that's small stuff. Let me just check something out here. Why is the belt wobbling left and right? Why am I touching the belt? Oh, it's wobbling left and right. Tighten it up a little bit more. Oh, whoops, forgot about that. Do that first. Idiot. Just pay attention. Okay. Ooh, let's see that. Not flat. What time is it? 9:11. Okay, cool. like it so far. Pretty happy. Get it nice and clean, looks good. So we got that shape that we're looking for here. Again, a little longer, but still pretty close to the shape. Because this is the area I was really focused on in the clip point, so I'm pretty much there, so I'm happy with that. Thing's heavy as hell too. I think I got to take a lot of weight off the handle. The handle's very fat. Let's go there, about that spot. Stop. Why are you doing that? I want to see something here. Yeah, it's pretty close. I mean, that's pretty good, for me. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. Trying to make some changes because every belt seems to behave a little differently. So if I have some belts and it's too tight, it doesn't want to work. If it's too loose, it doesn't want to work. So this one I'm going to move a little bit back so I get a little bit more spring tension on it. Actually, let me do that again. Let me move it even farther. Give it a little bit more. Let's try that. Try to let the spring tension do its thing and hold it on here. That seems about right. Might fly off, but we'll find out. I'm just going to get my arm out of the way real quick. No, actually seems to be good. Okay. But I am happy with the shape so far. It's definitely a thick blade. Balance is actually a little farther up the blade than I thought it would be. So I do have to get, I mean, there's a lot of blade to come off this thing. So, yeah. Pretty happy. Start trying to flatten the side. Let's cool it off first. Good idea. Start trying to flatten the sides. I might only be on for another couple more minutes, guys. To be honest, it's a little late here. I'd like to go say goodbye to my wife before she goes off to work. Like a good husband should. Oh, sorry about that. I'm kicking you guys. The tripod legs come out far. Yeah, it's not a bad plan. I'm not a big fan of sleeping on the couch all the time, so, you know. I might have to come up with an alternate plan for next stream. I might stream tomorrow, since I can't do the daytime streams right now. I may stream tomorrow, but I might do some of this and then do a bottle opener because I'm gonna have to do this and then heat treat. So once I heat treat, I'm gonna have to let it cool and temper in the oven. So, you know, that's gonna take some time. Takes about a little over an hour. I'm more glad right now that the thing's actually close to the shape that I dreamed up. That's actually the surprise, that I got it really close to that shape. I mean, it is pretty spot on. So, just a little more grind and maybe a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to have to call it. Could you guys check and see if there's anybody in the crafting makers section that might like a raid? I don't know if you guys know anybody. I know some of you hang out in some of the makers and crafting, but if you want to see if there's anybody online, I'd be more than happy to send you guys their way. It's always nice to get to know the neighbors, you know. Oh, you're still here, Daniel. You haven't said much. Twitch says I got like 2 people watching, but yet y'all are still here somehow. I don't know how that works. One person. One person? It's like 3 people talking right now. Anyway. I don't know how this thing counts viewers. It's freaking weird. Well, yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night. I think this is about as far as I need to take it today. So, I have been at it for 3 hours. Boom! Is that their exact handle or username, Daniel? Well, if you got someone you'd suggest, Skullbones, if you got somebody who would be up for it. Hunting for Gold 81. Oh, that's appropriate. You missed our whole discussion about that earlier. Welcome to the channel, Hunting for Gold. I appreciate the follow. I don't know how long you've been here. I apologize. How are you? Welcome to the stream. If you're just showing up, if you're just popping in, where is it? There it is. There's the blade. Oh, okay. This is what we're working on. We are doing the grinding. I've been working on here. I've been on for about 3 hours so far tonight. So we're on the grinding phase. This was hammered out of a piece of rail anchor. So, oh, okay. Oh, okay. So you have 2 handles. Okay. What are you talking at both times? You're freaking me out here. Yeah, so this is what we've been working on, so I guess you're already pretty much up to speed. But yeah, so hopefully, I should be able to stream tomorrow. Ah, okay. All right, fair enough. Um, so I should be able to stream tomorrow, guys. Um, so I'll be able to get some work done on this. And if you haven't seen it yet, if you didn't get to see the bottle opener stream on Sunday, I think I did it. Sunday, maybe Saturday. I'm going to try to do a bottle opener stream, bottle opener as well. So I'm going to get the grinding mostly done on this. Do the heat treat tomorrow. Get it heat treated. Throw it in the temper behind me in the oven. And while that's doing that, I'll do some bottle openers. Why not? My wife should be around. She might want to participate, help me out. And so, yeah, this is what we're going for. So there you go, folks. We came pretty close. It's a little longer. That's fine. Nobody's ever going to complain about a little extra length. Oh, yeah, that does wonders for the chat, doesn't it? Yeah, look at that. That's how I get rid of the chat. If I don't want to see people talking, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, if you guys can hop in, just letting you know the plan. I know my stream schedule says usually Tuesday and Thursday. But, you know, with the quarantine, like I have anything better to do. So, yeah. So, guys, thank you again so much for hanging around. Daniel, you never told me if that's their exact username. If that's their exact username, I'll rate it Bad Mood Leather. But you gotta let me know if that's the exact one here, man. I don't have any junk files, actually. Most of the work I do is work two things I've done with old junk files. But they're not like big enough to be made into blades, really. Most of them are just like, you know, old files that I have that I work with. Let me bring up the volume. There we go. But I'm trying to find some people who have. I know somebody who works with horses, so I was hoping that perhaps they would be able to get me a couple farrier's rasps. But the stuff I have, I don't have anything that's like an actual old file. Most of my files are just the ones I have. I haven't really found any ones at Goodwill that or wherever that, you know, are good enough to junk. Like most of the stuff I have, I wanna use. So I hope this is their thing. But I'd like to do something like that. They make great blades, but this stuff gets really hard too. I don't know if Skullbone showed you the Instagram, but the Instagram page has some really cool finished products. Everything I have, it's all pretty much 1060 steel, so it gets really good and hard, as hard as, if not harder than a file. So you know, it's actually really pretty good stuff. So, well, I got to get myself a PO box for doing this. I told people that if they were gonna, what they should do is, if I can, I'll bring it up here and put it on the stool. I got my kind of quote unquote art project that I'm gonna work on. So, I want to eventually have some stuff. If people want to send me things, they can send me things and tell me where to put them, and I'll weld them onto this somewhere. So if people want to, you know, if people are like, oh, cool, I'll send you this little piece of scrap junk that I found, and I'll weld it on, and then things will start to grow, and who knows where this thing will go, and I'll weld things off of it. And I thought it'd be kind of a fun thing to do. So, but that's what I want to do. Maybe if I get a PO box eventually, if you know, if this grows a little bit. Then maybe that's what I'll do and have people send me junk metal and stuff. So, but yeah, hopefully I'll be on tomorrow, guys. I'd like to get some work done with everything here. I'll move this thing along so it's, you know, it's not wet. I'll move this thing along so that it gets pretty well progressed. So, you know, I want you guys to see a finished product probably by Thursday's stream. So Thursday's scheduled stream should be about, you know, should be about when this is done, because I'm only going to be able to work on it for like an hour before we do it. So Yeah, so thank you guys again for the follows and everything. I really appreciate it. Let me hit that. Let's see if that. Yep. Okay. So there we go. So I'm going to send the raid that way, guys. So I'm going to log it off for the night. Thank you guys again all so much for hopping in. I really appreciate all of you. And I'll hopefully see you guys again real soon. Thank you so much. Take care, guys.